New today, the Senate will be sworn in January of next year, and as he tries to keep his seat, KX News' Adrian Oglesby sat with Senator Kevin Cramer to learn more.
As Senator Cramer vies to keep his position for another term in the United States Senate, he plans to focus on two big areas.
One is certainly want to continue some of the work I've been doing, particularly with bringing down the bureaucracy a bit, restoring states' rights. We've had some pretty good success in that area, particularly in environmental law and in energy policy. So that'll continue to be a focus of mine. The other, continuation focus, and maybe even it'll have a sharper point to it, is a sharper edge to it, I should say, will be my advocacy for the military bases in North Dakota. Not just because they're in North Dakota, but because they're so critical to national defense.
Cramer adds that a continuous goal for him has been the work on the Farm Bill, which he hopes will be complete by October. He says seeking a second term makes sense and adds value.
And it's not just a simple incremental value either. It's a lot of value that gets added in a second term. So what motivates me is that I've invested 6 years, and I want to make good on that investment with another 6.
Overall, Cramer shares he's learned a lot that will help him continue to serve North Dakotans.
The biggest lesson I've learned is patience. The Senate was designed for patient people. It was designed as the most deliberative body in the world. That means big things don't happen easily, they don't happen quickly.
And speaking of patience, many North Dakotans and supporters nationwide have been patiently waiting for a response to his son Ian Cramer, who is booked for a number of charges. The headliner, the homicide count in a crash that killed a North Dakota Sheriff's Deputy Paul Martin. So he asked.
You've got a lot going on at home.
I do.
How's everything going?
Yeah. So we're just really blessed, Adrian. I mean, Chris and I, it's interesting, one of the stories after our son's, our current son's problem with the law and his mental illness issues and addiction issues, that was a very deep valley, but one of the stories after that talked about how this family is not new to tragedy, and it started, it was an AP story, I think, started writing about all of the tragedies we've had with our family, losing one son to alcohol-induced sclerosis of the liver, the adopting of a son who saw his mother murdered by her husband, and then, of course, this tragedy. And it was the first time it occurred to me that our family's been through a lot of tragedy.
He says as a public official, he believes transparency is important and should be expected. Cramer says he has support from colleagues, friends, and much more, which he is appreciative for. He does not see this harming his bid.
In terms of the campaign itself, it may affect me in the sense that I maybe have some focus other places, but at the same time, I think they're relatable issues, and at the end of it, we'll just see how people respond. But I'm very faithful in the people of North Dakota. I just think they see through it all.
Okay. And you're still a dad. Like I said, you're an individual.
I am a dad. Yeah.
So how is your relationship with Ian? Do you guys talk? Are you going to be helping him out through this?
Yeah, it's a great question. Actually, we don't talk much. I mean, in fact, I haven't talked to Ian since he was arrested. We sent stuff to him on his birthday, and hope he reads some of it, and things. But no, we'll just have to see how it all plays out. I pray for him every day, multiple times every day. He's the first thought I have when I wake up every morning, and so I always pray for him and just pray that God's holding him close and reveals himself and lets him know how much he's loved.
Cramer adds that they have not provided any financial resources for legal fees. For your local election headquarters, I'm Adrian Oglesby.
Senator Cramer also shared that his heart is with Kelly Armstrong as he runs for governor. He says he is prepared for the job. You can view the full interview at kxnet.com.